WWE NXT, big things always happening in WWE NXT. NXT is hot. It's been hot for a long time. It's just great talent. WWE Performance Center in Orlando does a tremendous job coaching up-and-comers, those with some indie experience, some with not little experience, no experience. It's just a great place to be. And NXT, what a job they're doing there. It's just incredible. There was a huge casket match. That's right, casket match. Oh, my God. What's going on? You're going to have a casket match. Tatum Paxley, the WWE NXT North American Women's Champion. That's the person you want in that casket match. And her and Blake delivered big time. Tatum, thank you so much. That's where we're going to start. What the heck was that? Like, how did that all come about, being in a casket match?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. Thank you for the introduction. I'm so thankful that they have trusted me to be one of the only women in WWE to get to have a casket match. So far, it's been me, Wendy Choo, and Blake Monroe. We are the only women to be able to do a casket match in WWE. So super thankful for it. And now that I've gotten to be a part of both of them, I'm hoping it's an ongoing thing because I love them. They have been my favorite to do. So hopefully many more casket matches ahead.
What was it like leading up to it? And I read Shawn Michaels, and I remember that Shawn Michaels Undertaker had a casket match. I believe it was at Royal Rumble. Huge event, huge match. And obviously Shawn Michaels being a big part of NXT. Was it his idea, do you know? Was it a combination of an idea this came up to do this type of match, something you wanted to do and talk to him about? But what was it like that? And did you end up watching The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels match at all?
Oh, yeah, of course. So I think the way it came about, so dating back to me and Wendy Choo, obviously we both had we were very dark, very scary, combination. So a casket match just seemed right. And I know her and I were very much vocal about wanting to do it, and just kind of threw it out there over and over and over again. And her and my story was around Halloween time. So it was like, hey, this actually seems very perfect. And so I feel like it was just kind of undeniable at that point for a character like myself and her. Halloween time, like there was just no way we could say no to it. And of course, we watched a ton of Undertaker. I know one of the ones I like a lot that Undertaker did was with Mark Henry, where he dove over the casket. So, I definitely had to watch a lot of it. And, Wendy and I, we had the moment of the Undertaker sit up in the casket. It's just amazing, and then get to do it with somebody like Blake Monroe, who was the second she came to NXT. I think her and I both, like, we were just really eyeing each other. Like, we both just really wanted to put our hands on each other. Like, it was just so much fun and everything just flowed so amazingly. And I would do it again in a heartbeat. And the next casket match, because I definitely foresee one in my future, I just want to go crazier and crazier. Maybe I'll dive over the casket. I don't know.
It's so interesting to hear about that. And watching the one against Blake Monroe, which recently was on NXT, which, by the way, you can see NXT 8 p.m. Tuesday nights on the CW. Well, what a great action, great talent. Curious because the crowd loves it. The crowd loves those casket matches. The crowd loves you. And it's just so interesting to see that interaction. And I'm wondering from your standpoint, now, obviously, when you go in the back, we won't pull the curtain back too much, but when you go to the back, you're going to get your good, a little bit of criticism, whatever it is, the improvements that need to be made. But that live crowd was really into it and they loved it. What did you think? Do you even hear them during the match? You're so focused on that type of match, and it is a different type of match. How much does the crowd play a part during the match, and then obviously after as well?
Oh my gosh, they're everything. I mean, they're what tell us that we're doing our job. They're the ones that tell us that they're loving it or hating it. Like they're everything. They're everything that I listen to. They're everything to me. Like, everything I do is to relate to them, and I want them to know that I hear them, I'm listening to them. And at the end of the day, even if, say personally, I feel like I could have done better, if they were with it, that's what I go back to. Like, okay, well, I heard them, they were vocal, they were loud, and that's what I need to, take home with or understand. Like, they were with it. So I've done my part, and everything's good.
Now, what is it like being the NXT North American Women's Champion?
Oh, it's incredible. It's incredible. I mean, it just, for me, you know, there was a point in my career where I wasn't super busy. I wasn't on TV as much, and I was fighting and clawing, and having this North American title with me, it keeps me busy. You know, like when you have a title on you, everybody wants a piece of that, you know, and now I can, you know, get the opportunity to have matches with anybody and have these crazy matches like cage matches and casket matches. Like I'm just busy, and that's all I ever wanted, was to just be a workhorse and work with everybody and put on these amazing matches that people can go, oh my God, she is insane. And now this title gives me the opportunity to do that very frequently. So I'm super thankful to have it.
You've also had incredible matches with Jacy Jayne, Izzi Dame, Jordynne Grace,
Yes.
and in TNA Wrestling for the TNA Knockouts Championship. And you are a former NXT Women's World Champion. So you've done quite a bit, keeping yourself busy. You've really accomplished a lot. Just speaking of those talents that you've worked with, and I know you have some angst when you're going in there against them and building up the story and going at that. And Lola Vice, who's a Miami girl, she's now the NXT Women's Champion. What was it like being a part of all this and going against talent like that?
Oh, it's incredible. Literally every single girl you just named, getting to wrestle each and every one of them, they have all brought something out in me. They have helped, they've elevated me, and they're all so different. They all have so many different styles and personalities, and, you know, especially like Jordynne Grace, you know, because what you call a homegrown talent at NXT. You know, I haven't wrestled outside of the walls of WWE. And then, you know, they pick me to be the one to start the crossover to TNA. And I was like, oh, this is exciting, but can I do it? You know, this is going to be a new world, new people, new producers, new wrestlers. Like I don't know anybody, right? Let alone I only have ever wrestled WWE. And I didn't have an indie run. So getting to go to a company outside of WWE was very challenging for me mentally. And Jordynne, oh my gosh, like once I stepped in the ring with her, she just brings this animal out in you. And I've mentioned this in other interviews. Like I'm so thankful and grateful to have gotten in the ring with her under TNA. Like I was like, man, I can do this. Like I can do this anywhere with anyone. So I'm super thankful for her for doing that with me and elevating me. Like I just can't thank her enough, and the company for allowing me to do it. I'm just over the moon grateful for it.
Okay, champ. Were you and Jordynne trading powerlifting secrets? Was there any powerlifting challenges going on? This is what I want to know about.
No, surprisingly not. Like once I got here, I had to make the decision of, hey, do I want to be a powerlifter or do I want to be a wrestler? And I knew I wanted to present myself differently than how I was signed, and they signed me as a powerlifter. And at first, like my first couple matches when I was new, I was really presenting myself as such, like a really like very strong girl. And then I just like this, like, although this is not like my heart. This is not what I'm going to connect with people with. So I kind of just cut the whole thing. Like I still work out, obviously, but I don't work out nearly, like I don't work out at all like I used to. Like the powerlifting style is very different. And I think by the time I got to lock up with Jordynne Grace, my strength and my powerlifting, it was well behind me. It was way far gone at that point.
That's so interesting because you talk about character, and I wanted to talk about character development because you go to that dark side. And I'm just curious then, how do you do that? Is it something that is part of your character, that is part of your persona? Just tell a little bit about when the camera's on and now we see Tatum Paxley in the ring. where do you go to when that time comes?
I just let loose. It's always, it's something I've super thankful that NXT has helped me with, because when they found me, when I came to NXT, I felt very like a blank sheet of paper, and once you get an opportunity like WWE, it's, hey, show us who you are times 1 million. But like, what if you don't know who you are? So there's that, like, oh gosh, I got to figure this out right now. And, while I'm also trying to learn the in-ring ability part of it, I'm trying to learn what is me that I can show people. Because if you pick something or do something that isn't actually authentically yourself, people are going to see that. They're going to see right through it. So it just took some time for me to go, like, what am I? Like, who is, Tatum Paxley? And NXT has really allowed me to find that within myself, and then giving me the stage to just throw it out there. And dating back to when they paired me with Lyra Valkyria was that, hey, now's your time to show us who you are. We're going to give you the chance. And that's all that was right away, was like, let's see what this looks like. We didn't know what the future held for us, but let's see what you can do. And I was like, perfect. I'm ready. Like, I know it now. Like I was begging and begging. I know what I can do. And they said, okay, fine. We'll let you do it, but let's see how well you can do this. And, they gave me the ball, and I just took it and I ran.
Yeah, you ran for, I don't know, several touchdowns, I would say, since then.
Thank you.
Bringing in touchdowns, the Dallas Cowboys. Are we a Dallas Cowboys fan? Did I wear the wrong hat? Did I wear the right hat? You're not into football. What's good? They said the draft last night, the NFL draft. I don't know. I got my Texas.
So I really, I'm not going to say I would definitely support the Cowboys. Being from Texas, default, I support the Cowboys. There was a point in my life where I was a little more involved into it. I've been to maybe a game or two, especially being a cheerleader. At this moment, I know absolutely nothing on what's going on. I'm not going to pretend I know anything, but by default, being from Texas, they got my support. But that's about all I have.
Okay, a few more questions. We'll wrap this up. I'm curious about the background. So cheerleading and powerlifting and Dallas. So did you grow up in Dallas or around Dallas? Because I know Dallas is huge for football.
Yeah, there's
even
so many
in high school level. I know it's like huge. Dallas is like huge. So I didn't know if you were actually Dallas, or like suburbs or nearby or something like that. But what was it like growing up for you? And were you in competitive cheerleading? Because I know that's a big thing all over the place.
Yeah, especially in Texas. So yeah, I grew up specifically in a city called Carrollton, which is like right outside of Dallas. I've always been surrounded by the Dallas area. Before coming to WWE, I was in Denton, Texas. So kind of just, as we all just say, just Dallas, My high school, I grew up at Hebron High School, and shout out the Hebron Hawks. And I was a cheerleader all throughout Hebron High. And I did do competitive cheerleading. I was in cheer athletics, not for a very long time. I'm trying to remember. My memory's not good, and it's getting worse by the year. But I did Hebron High School cheerleading. Yeah, it just gets worse. And then I did cheerleading in college. Now, cheerleading was the only reason I went to college. And I am a dropout. I did 1 year of that. And I said, what the heck am I doing? Why am I paying so much money? And I have no direction of the future. I'm getting out of here. And that's when, that was the end of cheerleading for me, because there was just, it was weird, because it was my whole life. I was obsessed with it. I was like, I'm going to be a cheer coach, and that's what my life is going to be. And then one day I was like, I don't love this anymore. It's not my future. It's not where I'm going to stay. I don't want to be in college anymore either. So I just kind of cut that and threw it behind me. And that's when I found powerlifting and nose dove into that. Like, I have to be obsessed with something. I have to be. And at the time it was cheerleading, and then it was powerlifting. And I was still very obsessed with powerlifting when WWE came into my life. And that's why I kind of had this struggle of like, man, I put 5 good years into powerlifting, and I was getting really good at it. but now there's something else here that I'm not going to juggle both. It's all or nothing. And I just said, okay, well, let's all do this.
That's amazing too, how those things work out and how those doors open and where you go from there. And you've really started from ground level and have really worked yourself up with WWE and in the NXT brands, and bigger and better things are to come. It's just how you progress, seeing you progress. It's just amazing. And your connection, which is so important, connection with the crowd. But we're going to wrap it up with some of the Florida shows coming up. But I do want to say this, because I mentioned cheerleading, and then you talked about your cheerleading. So if you talk to Alexa Bliss, you can get some really good cheerleading stories. She was a national caliber cheerleader. She was on the cover of a cheerleading magazine. I remember that too, when we talked to her a while back. So there's always a connection. Jordynne Grace with powerlifting, Alexa Bliss with the cheerleading. There's always something going on.
I'm connected with everyone.
All right. So NXT, we've got big show. Always a fun time when NXT tours Florida for those incredible shows. And they're not televised, but you get to see all levels of talent, champions like Tatum Paxley, as well as first-time competitors getting in the ring, which is awesome to see. And I'm curious, now NXT will be in Gainesville on May 23rd, and they're also going to be in Fort Pierce at the Haverdell Fence Center in South Florida on May 22nd. So it's going to be a big weekend, and they do other cities throughout Florida during the year. Tatum, what are those shows like? I go to the Fort Pierce shows. You always bring it. You're always bringing it, and I know that, but you bring it at those shows. The crowd is so into what you're doing. Just what is it like, whether it's Fort Pierce or any of the other cities, when you're doing those type of shows?
To sum it up in one word, they're just fun. They're so much fun. Like shows like that, non-televised shows, you're going to see pairings that you don't normally see. Now, this was outside of Florida, but it was still a non-televised house show. Like you would see me with OTM out the mud. Like when would you ever see that? You don't. So if you want to see these crazy fun pairings or matchups that you don't think that you're going to see on TV anytime soon, you come to a house show. And we're traveling all the time, all around Florida. And a lot of times we'll get outside of Florida too. But if you're in the Florida area, I highly recommend looking for an NXT house show, because every single person there, our goal is to have as much fun as possible and to show you things that you might not get to see on television. So if you want to just have a good, relaxed time, you come to an NXT house show.
I echo those words wholeheartedly. WWE NXT Women's North American Champion, Tatum Paxley. Thank you so much. I have to say, black is your favorite color. Am I right on that? Did I get something right? I hope I got that right.
Black, red, and purple. Those are my top colors. But if I'm wearing a color, I'm always wearing black.
Thank you, champ.
Thank you.